Jim, it's nice to catch up. You've had a few days to digest the result of the weekend, and what are your thoughts on that?
Well, we all know the importance of the game. The players are in really good spirits. We've had a very intense training session on Tuesday night. Took the pressure off them a bit tonight. Just done a wee bit of match analysis for Saturday, and a lot of the good things we've done in the game. The players themselves have applied themselves great this week. Obviously we know there'll be a signing earls for everybody, players, myself, everybody connected with the club ahead of Saturday. But we've got a chance at home to sort of soften those nerves, with how we approach the game, and we'll be approaching the game in a manner we're going to get 3 points.
Last time out it was a point against Edinburgh City, and a good point as well. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, the way we set up, I feel Edinburgh City are probably the best footballing side we've played. They really move the ball well. They're well drilled. Our managers, coach them excellent. They're difficult to play against, difficult to sort of get possession against. And there's a lot of teams went there this year and suffered heavy defeats. So we had to go there with the attitude that we were going to come away with something from the game. We fully deserved it. When I look back at the highlights, a big decision. A lot of big decisions really went against us with the challenge for the goalkeeper on Fergie. There's no doubt it should be a red card. That's early in the game, and who knows what the result might have been. If they'd have been down to 10 men, losing such a tall goalkeeper, because he had 2 excellent saves in that first half. But that's football. Everybody says that you get a fair share of luck or your fair share of decisions. I've yet to see that, but we'll not dwell on that fact. The fact is that we haven't been great at home this year. We haven't scored enough goals, but if there's a game to put it right, it's Saturday.
And Stirling Albion, you've had some exciting games against them this season. What are your thoughts going into that one?
Well, Stirling was the first game, the cup tie, going 2-0 down, great reaction for the players, got a hat-trick for Rusty, won the game in penalty kicks, had a really good sort of lift coming into the club, and we had another tough game in the league game where we went 1-0 up before half-time. I think it was Brad. Lost a couple of early goals in the second half, but again we show a great reaction, and Rusty gets an equaliser in that game. Obviously the away game was probably, I would feel that, at that point in the second half, after going a goal up, was probably our poorest 45 minutes. And we know that Stirling are a team that, up until last week had a chance to the playoffs. So it's going to be a difficult game for us against a good side with good players. They pose a great threat up front with the movement of the strikers. But we've got to be ready for that. It's a massive, massive game for the football club. We're all well aware what's at stake, and I'm looking forward to the game. Albeit we know it's going to be a difficult game, but I'm looking forward to the game because it's a chance for us to go over the line.
And there'll likely be a bit of a bumper crowd inside Station Park on Saturday. What's your message to the fans before this one? Well, my message to the fans is the same as it's always been. The players really, particularly if we take the East Fife game in particular, getting through that game with going a goal up early doors, it was the supporters that got us through the game. To get those 3 points. Too often this season, when we've been in topping games and we've made a mistake that's probably cost us a goal, and maybe the feelings went the other way. We'll face some difficult moments in the game on Saturday, and I'll ask them to be patient. We'll encourage the players as much as we can, and we need as much encouragement for the stands as we can, because together we can achieve this. Absolutely, and does the fact that you only need to take a point from this game factor into your thinking at all? Well, I've never thought about that. I mean, obviously, we know that Bonnyrigg need to go to Stranraer and win. I do know that Stranraer are struggling for players, so in my head I'm expecting Bonnyrigg to go there and get a result. So for us to think about sitting back and trying to defend and hope to take a point is not the way we're going to play. And we're going to go out there with the attitude to win the game, to get ahead in the game and stay ahead in the game, and the support that's here on Saturday will go a massive way towards us achieving that. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck on Saturday. Thanks a lot.